As we arrived in the port of Santa Cruz in Tenerife on a crisp December morning, I was determined to venture on deck and watch the early morning sunrise. The pilot tug was there to meet us and guided us in as the morning ferries ploughed their way to and from the port. But this was not just any morning or just any port, but the gateway to an island full of contrasting and scenic landscapes that I had read and heard so much about. With its snow-clad mountains and sandy beaches, Tenerife has become one of the Canary Islands' most sought-after tourist destinations. Uppermost in my mind that morning was my planned excursion to Mount Teide. Situated almost 12,000 feet above sea level, it is the highest peak of all the Spanish territories and can be reached by foot or by cable car. With its enormous volcanic crater of over 29 miles in circumference, it was declared a national park in 1954, which is somewhat disconcerting as this is less than 50 years since it last erupted in 1909. And I didn't come prepared for an ash storm, that's for sure. As we leave Santa Cruz with its fine modern architecture, we begin our ascent, travelling through the scenic Esperanza forest on a journey that takes almost 90 minutes along hairpin bends and cliffside overhangs. Why don't we sit back and let our tour guide set the scene?
In 1 square mile of this forest, we have more plants and more biodiversity than in all of Europe. It's a humid forest. It's reserve of the biosphere since 2 years ago to protect it because of global climate change. It's warming up and unfortunately this forest is drying out.
It is not long before we leave the forest behind us and the first sight of Mount Teide can be seen in the distance. It is certainly an imposing landmark and our tour guide tells us more as to its origins.
It is the most important natural monument of Spain. It's the third largest volcano on the planet after Mauna Loa, Mauna Kea in Hawaii. Because from volume as well, it's really big, but you don't have to measure the volcano of Teide from sea level, but from the bottom of the sea. You have 4,200 meters on top of that to add to the 3,718. It's really illegal to visit the peak of Teide without a permit. It's limited to 200 people daily, and you either get the permit and you come daytime, or you can overnight in the mountaineer hut, which is 3,300 meters in altitude. It's really high up, and before sunrise you hike up and you see the sunrise from the peak of Teide. The crater of Teide is just 80 meters in diameter, 100 meters deep. There is a path to take. You take from the cable car station La Rambleta, you take towards the left. Okay, so if you just look towards the left, you see all this round area. That's the base of this old Cañadas volcano. When it caved in, it's still a part of it remains standing. So that's why you cannot see Teide from all sides of the island. From Santa Cruz you can't because it's blocked by the view of this mountain range. Obviously Teide is one volcano. It is active, but it won't be today.
Not active? I should hope not. Thank goodness for that. In many ways we were lucky that the weather today was fine and without wind, for only yesterday the mountain had to be closed to tourists because of overcast and grey conditions. But the weather here has a habit of turning on its head, so I'm keeping an open mind as to what to expect. But nothing could have prepared me for the landscapes that I was about to witness.
at around 3 degrees Celsius. On the top, wind chill factor minus 10 degrees. It's good. Your skin will preserve itself very well.
Well, it certainly worked a treat on him, that's for sure. Luckily, we appear to have arrived in good time before the hordes of fellow tourists, so it's time to make a beeline for the top before it caves in under our weight. I feel as though I am standing tall up here amongst the clouds at 12,000 feet above sea level. Somewhere over there is a footpath to the very top, but you won't catch me going there. Better to observe and preserve myself than just self-destruct, I say. There is no doubt that Mount Teide is a remarkable attraction and best seen early morning before the crowds take hold. We were lucky in many ways, and despite the smell of sulphur and the low oxygen levels, it is well worth a visit, if only to witness its foreboding landscape, full of desolation and pending destruction. I don't think I will be hiking up Teide next time round, as 5 hours is a long time to get caught short, and who knows when that next eruption might be. Heading back gives me a sense of relief as well as achievement, in that Teide is at least one mountain I have finally conquered, harness or no harness. Roll on, Everest, I say.